This video is just for fun. I'm not trying to solve the game. I'm just trying to offer a fresh perspective on an otherwise loaded series. So, if you're a crybaby that can't appreciate someone having a different idea than you, then leave. Alright? Perfect. Oh great, never mind, now they're commenting. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and I'm being told to say that the opinions stated in the intro do not reflect the opinions of Top 10 Gaming. Okay, they didn't actually make me say that. This is the real main character of Five Nights at Freddy's, thanks to Orvil Elephant's ultimate custom night voice lines. The line that started this theory was found, at least for me, when I was researching part 2 of FNAF Tiny Details Nobody Thinks About. There I was going over all the ultimate custom night lines when I heard Orvil Elephant say, "He tried to release you, he tried to release us, but I won't let that happen. I will keep you here, I will hold you here, no matter how many times they burn us." But from our understanding, the spirits of William and Cassidy, Golden Freddy, who was talking for Orvil as heard in the background, were released by different people. Henry set William on fire in FNAF 6 and then Michael in FNAF 3, since we play as them, right? And the speech over the ruins of Freddy Fazbear's might mean that Michael did it, but this line confirms that both people were set free, or at least attempted to be set free, by the same person. And since we know that Henry caused the FNAF 6 fire, that would mean that he caused the FNAF 3 fire. But how do we know he's the character we play as? The puppet. The puppet was at the FNAF 3 location before the fire started. We can see them in the camera on occasion. Through the whole game we're playing kid noises to distract them, but how would we lure the puppet? It wouldn't come here out of its own free will unless it sensed something, like the thing Lefty emitted to capture it. A bracelet code like the one we see in the security puppet minigame. It's the only thing known to lure the puppet to a specific place. It had to have been there somewhere, and Henry was the only one who really knew about that. Why would Henry bring the puppet? So he could set the soul of his daughter free along with the original 5 missing kids. He knew about them obviously, and that's why he used them as his fake names for whenever he worked at a new location. Fritz and Mike are 2 of William's original victims, and Henry used them so William would know that he was coming. That's probably why William tried to get rid of the animatronics in the FNAF 3 minigames, so Henry would have no cause. Well, as we know, Henry does set their souls free, but he tried in the FNAF 2 and 1 locations first, messing with the animatronics in an attempt to set them free where he gets caught, hence the firing slip at the end of the custom nights. The odor could be because of gasoline, or because William figured out that someone was coming for him thanks to the names of the hires, and told them to get rid of this person however they could. This could also be where William got the idea to get rid of his problems by dismantling the animatronics. The puppet also says a line in Ultimate Custom Night that could help back this theory further. The line, "Seeing you powerless is like music to me," could be because she was the victim, but it could also be because her father finally did it. He finally beat William and set the souls of the victims that possessed the animatronics free, and now he's stuck in a coma in a useless body. Well, William is. Well, at least until he can possess a hard drive in FNAF VR and merge with your mind. It would also make sense from an age perspective. From what we understand of the timeline, Michael would have only been a teenager by FNAF 4, and no place would hire a teenager as their night security guard, even if he was using a fake name. And William would be able to tell where he was going at night since he still lived with his father. So Henry makes more sense since he would know what was going on during the events of FNAF 2 and 1 and be of age to actually work there. Maybe Henry's the one whose soul is possessing the security logbook. I mean, that would place the book after FNAF 6 since that's when Henry would have died, but it would explain a few things like asking about the carousel, or maybe the Mike from the logbook isn't actually Michael Afton, but instead Henry, who wrote his fake name down at the start, hence why it's crossed out. He could have known about the nightmare and the casual bongos because he did his research. He worked with William, he knows what's going on, and he's the only one who can see it, hence why he relates to Clara from Immortal and the Restless. And he would have written all of this down, maybe even some secret messages in special ink that only gets revealed with blood, so he can hand it off to Michael Afton in order for him to learn the truth about his father and about himself. The possibilities are endless, and honestly it helps with some of the gaps we've been seeing, since after all, FNAF 3 takes place 30 years after William gets sealed in the back room. So at that point Michael would be of age, but before that Henry is the only one who can try and take down William, but eventually he will get old and frail and recruit Michael to help. Maybe the book is what he gave Michael when he took the job in FNAF 6, since it's a security book, it would make sense not to have any references to business because, well, it's for security guards. William would also have to give up after FNAF 3, since he wouldn't be able to keep up with the robotically enhanced spring trap. So he passes it on to Michael, and that's why we don't see any more fake names. He doesn't need them anymore. William is considered dead since he's been missing for 30 years and is an old man now, or at least would be if not for the spring locking keeping him agile enough to crawl through a vent at decent speeds. We need to remember that William at this point is like in his late 50s or even mid 60s, so this guy is getting a lot of help from the robotic parts. Well, there we have it, friends, the real main character of Five Nights at Freddy's. This wasn't meant to be a 1 million IQ theory, this was just meant to be a fresh perspective on a series that we really need to look at in a new light. We've seen so much from this series, but keep going with the same theories, and if we can look at things from other perspectives, we might notice or unlock some things that we hadn't seen before. So don't freak out in the comments, alright? Don't be toxic. Wow, I literally just told YouTube comments not to be toxic. Like that's gonna work. How about I read out some nice comments to lighten the mood? AwesomePup333 said, "Lol, I don't know why I laughed so much at and instead of getting stuffed crust, they got stuffed into a suit. That's because there is clearly a better kind of stuffed crust in this scenario, and you don't want to accept it. Baby back rib and cheese stuffed crust? Heaven." Ashley Packington said, "I have a tiny detail no one mentions. Henry says in Pizzeria Simulator the job wasn't meant for us. If we're playing as Michael Afton, then who was it meant for? And if it was meant for Michael, then who are we and why do we stay and burn?" As I was writing this video, I was actually wondering that very same thing. Maybe we don't play as Michael and instead we play as some other victim and Michael is still alive? Or maybe it was meant for William's baby mama or something? I don't know, I'll have to really look into that and I'm gonna have to look into it hard. Funtime Barry says Connor casually makes a theory that could be true right on the spot. And then makes a whole video about that theory. If I had more time, I could have developed it further. Okay, I know this was a short one. It didn't have much time. Maybe I'll do a part 2. Cinnamon Plays says, "I know you have your own AU, but I think that Clara is William's wife because I think that Henry's wife died while giving birth to Charlotte maybe. Sorry." No need to apologize. We can all have our individual theories. It's okay to think differently. It's what makes the world go round. The important part is that you said think and didn't treat it as fact. That's where all the toxicity in this fandom comes from, I swear. You can't treat theories as fact unless they've been confirmed by Scott himself. I'm sorry for butchering this. Daniel Ikhlas bin Mohammed Nizam Mo said, "Question though, what the heck happened to Amanda and the others?" Well, Amanda is mostly working on her sister channel Top 10 Nerd, but she's here whenever she can. Johnny started managing Inform Overload. Lucy's on Top 5 Scary and Top 10 Central Dark, and I literally only script for this channel. I'm on no other channel but this one, so yeah, it's mostly me. But with the exception of one, they're all still here. They're just doing different things. So like, relax, you get to see my beautiful face every day. I get to yell at you. It's great. We have a good time. Why are you complaining? That's all the time I have for comments today. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Showerman Connor Monroe, but you knew that already. And I'll see you in another video. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Look at this freaking tail. Like, I look like a freaking... I look like a bird. With this, like, little hair up top, I look like a bird. I look like a freaking Chuck E. Cheese character, ironically. Ashley Paddington. Oh god. No, don't want to have to do the tiny shit. No, it's cut off again.
It's not bad, you can just come back. Just adjust it. Oh, it's not good there.
Maybe.
Maybe click the check. Oh, no, I think that part's cut off too.
Oh, yeah, it gets cut off.
Now you wanna swing, so you just wanna go back and put some space into it.
Oh.
You can do that. Might be okay.
I can read that. That seems good. Yeah, I can read that.
Can't on the spot now.
It's like near the beginning. Yeah, or just go from here.
Was it right there or a bit more?
It's just slightly down. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm gonna say it so many times. I'm gonna say this incorrectly so many times. Daniel Ikhlas bin Daniel Ikhlas. No, I feel so bad. I'm not gonna be able to say this properly.